Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. The Apex Court referred to a 5-judge constitution bench a plea which challenged the centre's decision to grant 10% reservation to economically weaker sections in jobs and admission in the general category. In response to the notice of the Apex Court for Contempt of Court, Advocate Prashant Bhushan has stated that his tweets were an exercise of his right to freedom of speech and expression and that they do not amount to scandalizing the court. The Apex Court has suggested that there should be cheaper treatment for COVID-19 patients in smaller towns and asked the centre to consider the aspect of prompt release of claims by insurance companies which cannot keep their hands off at the time of COVID, which is a global crisis now. Now we have an update in the Sushant Singh Rajput suicide case. Rhea Chakraborty's counsel contended before the Apex Court that his client needs interim protection from questioning in the case registered by the Bihar Police, but the court did not grant any such relief. The court stayed the High Court of Delhi's order which vacated the stay on the bail plea of Faisal Farooq, who is the principal of Rajdhani Public School and who was also one of the accused in North East Delhi violence case. The court said that the resolution plan for the newly constituted board for Unitech Limited can be shared on its portal to solicit suggestions from the parties to assist in rebirth of the embattled real estate firm. Municipal corporations and State Pollution Control Board have been mandated to upload data pertaining to collection and disposal of coronavirus biomedical from residences and quarantine centers on an app which is created by the Central Pollution Control Board. The court has asked governments of Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan about the arrangements which are made by these states for preventing stubble burning, which is a source of pollution in the region. The court bans registration of BS4 vehicles till further orders. Now let's proceed with the next segment of our news analysis, which is the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court notifies payment of court fee consequent upon resumption of physical filing of cases, no listing of urgent and non-urgent matters otherwise. In a matrimonial dispute, the court has held that from pence to property, the court wants spouses to list every penny spent. The court has directed subordinate courts not to pass any adverse order in non-urgent matters wherein advocates and litigants are unable to join via video conferencing until normalcy resumes. The High Court has ruled that there is no copyright in an idea, plot or theme, declined a stay on Hotstar's loot case consequently. Why is Delhi government resisting court monitoring testing in the city? Asked the High Court to the government. Now we have an update in the Negotiable Instrument Act. Not showing transactions in income tax return would not bar recovery of debt, held the court. Now let's proceed with the Bombay High Court and see how this week went there. The Bombay High Court dismissed a PIL which challenged the High Power Committee's categorization of prisoners for temporary bail and parole. Frontier Gandhi's great-grandson seeks High Court intervention to be appointed guardian of his aunt in India. The High Court has held that eviction of encroachers from acquired land not a condition for compensation payment. We have an update in the Yes Bank case. The High Court strike down special court's observation in the case. The court has also held that it cannot exclude days from period of actual detention for default bail. Now let's proceed with the High Courts of Punjab and Haryana. The High Court has asked the centre to examine the possibility of using refurbished ventilators from abroad. The court reprimands lower court judge for not being well informed of latest developments in law governing drug possession. The court has held that a juvenile cannot be denied bail merely on report of threat to life. The court has dismissed a bail plea of man who is accused of distilling illicit liquor at home. Now let's proceed with Gujarat High Court. The High Court has stated that doctors are personification of gods on earth. Yatin Oza apologizes unconditionally for his remark on registry in a plea filed in Supreme Court against Gujarat High Court's decision to withdraw his senior designation. The government resolution on private school fee is struck down by the High Court. Moving forward, let's proceed to Allahabad High Court. The High Court has directed the Ministry of Women and Child Development to provide report of scheme for providing nutritious food to children lactating and nursing mothers. Now let's proceed with the High Court of Orissa. A resident of Puri has filed a PIL in the High Court seeking reopening of the Jagannath temple. Similarly, we have an update from Rajasthan High Court, wherein a PIL has been filed in the High Court seeking the stoppage of salary and allowances of the MLAs while staying at hotels. Now let's see what transpired before the Kerala High Court this week. The Kerala High Court has ruled that state can register non-mutual divorce from foreign courts. Now we proceed with the next segment of our news analysis, which is called the Miscellaneous segment. The Bar Council of India has issued a letter to all bar associations and advocates for furnishing mandatorily their details, failing which the advocates will be considered as non-practicing advocates by the BCI. Former Chief Justice of India and present Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, Honorable Justice Ranjan Gogoi, has stated that the reports claiming that he has tested positive for COVID-19 are incorrect. CLAT 2020 exam has been postponed again. New dates are to be announced after 1st September. The Indian Army has finally begun the process of granting permanent commission to women officers. Applications are invited by August 31st. A Delhi court in Narendra Vats vs. Devi Das has rejected the accused contention, which said that since the complainant did not disclose the loan amount in the income tax return, the case for complaint must fail. The CBI has booked Rahul Gaur, the son of real estate group Gaur Sons chairperson BL Gaur, and his wife for allegedly cheating the Bank of Baroda and Syndicate Bank of Rs 80 crore. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is called the international segment, and see world this week. China's state-run media has struck back in the war over TikTok, branding US demands for the sale of social media apps American operations to Microsoft as theft, suggesting Beijing may block the transaction. Former Google executive is sent to prison for stealing robocar secrets. Jaguar Land Rover loses court battle over Defender trademark. Pakistan court has appointed 3 senior lawyers as amicus curiae in Jadav's case. US Supreme Court has declined to block Trump border wall construction. That's all we have for this week. Thank you very much for being with us. We hope this was a productive session for all of us. Also, the link of all these news updates is given in the description box. You may refer to them. Thank you. Keep watching, keep supporting, keep sharing, and take care.